Hey guys, this is Khalil Roundtree. Welcome back to this week's Syndicate TUF 23 recap. Let's start with this week's fight. You know, we knew that going into this fight that Eric had, really slick jiu-jitsu. We'd known that he was really good at heel hooks and things like that. So, we had our coach, Robert Drysdale, helping us out, teaching us some techniques, some defenses. And we really prepared Eli for that because we knew that Eric was going to try to get the submission.
It was a tough fight. The first round was pretty close. Eric ended up getting Eli to the ground, and Eli was doing a really great job defending submissions. Since Eric is such a great grappler and jiu-jitsu guy, I was pretty impressed with Eli's ability to defend the submissions, but Eric eventually took Eli's back at the end of the first round and kind of just rode his back out.
Credit to Eli, he's tough and he fought out of him and he fought through. They went 2 rounds. At the end of 2 rounds, we were pretty confident that Spicely won the decision. He controlled the whole fight pretty much with his jiu-jitsu and was on Eli's back for the majority of the fight, really. So we were pretty confident that we had the win, and we ended up getting it. So at this point, we're 5-0. Everyone's feeling good. Pretty much everything's gone according to plan. We picked the matchups we want other than the first fight, and we're picking matchups that are favorable to us, and so far it's worked out. We've stuck to our game plans. They've worked out for us. We got these wins. So we're hoping we can continue that through the rest of the season, but every fight's a new fight and we can't count on our past successes leading to future success.
On this week's episode, Abdel had a little scare that he was not going to be coming back into the competition, so we actually got really excited. We thought Khalil was going to get put back in. He had a really close fight with Corey, and Dana really likes him. He's a good, flashy fighter, so we were expecting Khalil to get put back in if Abdel didn't come back, and we were, of course, hoping for that to happen. He's our teammate, and he's a great fighter, and we really wanted somebody on the red team to pull through for us.
Literally the day after Corey and I's fight, I went right back and started training as if I had another fight coming up. And, we spent a lot of time on the ground, a lot of time on my knees. And, by the 4th week in the house, my knees were just shot. They were, when I went to the doctor, he said there's like minor tendonitis. And to me, they felt really tender. Someone could just like flick my kneecap and it would just send a shock through, through my legs. But, there was a moment in practice where, I felt those, and, just that morning we'd heard the news that Abdel left. And so in my mind, the things that are going on is like, okay, so if he leaves, he's got the situation to handle. There's a huge possibility that he's not coming back because of how big of a situation it is.
When Abdel left, we really had no idea if he was coming back. Honestly, I didn't think he was. If it was serious enough that he had to leave the show, I thought it was serious enough that he wasn't going to be able to come back. Fortunately, he was able to come back. He got all his personal issues sorted out and came back to the show and was able to continue. We were all super happy. It was a complete surprise to us. We were just sitting in the locker room waiting, and all of a sudden the door opens and in walks Abdel. At that point in time, I think maybe some of us had written him off, thought it wasn't happening, but it was great to get Abdel back. It was a good boost to team morale and all that good stuff.
I thought like, hey, this could be my second shot. And, I was excited, but I was also, kind of bummed because of the conditions of my body. We're training a lot in that house. Every day, 2 times a day, and it's hard goes, especially being on Joanna's team. So having the 2 sore knees and and just like it's just fatigue in the knees, nothing too serious. It just definitely required taking some time off. But then again, in my mind, I'm like, I can't take time off because there's only 4 guys, and Myron just got out of a fight. So he also kind of needed a little bit of rest. So, if I were to take some time off, then that'd be 2 guys out. And, it's just not fair to the other guys on their team that have fights coming up that are just as important as us. So, for me, it was just, it was just like I had to suck it up and, take as much time as I could in between training sessions to rest my knees. I had ice on them all the time. And things like that. So it was nothing too serious. It just definitely required some TLC.
So I had my matchup made on this episode of The Ultimate Fighter, and when they called my name, I was really excited. I actually kind of knew it was coming. Somebody kind of tipped me off that I was going to be next if the blue team had control. So I already kind of had the adrenaline rush and the excitement happen at the house when somebody had told me that I was going to be fighting next. But when they did actually call my name out there, I was just focused and I knew it was coming and I was ready to go.
Finally she gets the pick. She gets to fight Amanda. and you know, she was hype, and she was looking good in practice. I would look over and watch her training with Joanna, and really giving her, you know, a good goes all the time on the ground, on the feet. And so when she got called up, I was very excited to be able to, you know, watch her get her time to shine.
Both fighters are pretty well-rounded. Bobby has a boxing background, and she's got pretty solid jiu-jitsu. Jamie's good everywhere. She's got great Muay Thai, great jiu-jitsu. Jamie's just a beast. It's going to be a tough fight. They're both pretty scrappy. They both bring it. They both come to fight. We expect this to be a great fight. We expect it to be a bit of a war. Neither of them is going to quit. I like both girls, obviously, but I'm got to be rooting for Jamie in this one.
This is going to be a really exciting fight between me and Amanda Bobby Cooper. Don't be fooled by the women. You know, the 205 men can bang and knock each other out, but we girls can bang too, and it's going to be a really, really exciting fight. Could be fight of the season, so make sure to watch this fight and watch this episode of The Ultimate Fighter. Thank you for watching the TUF 23 blog at Syndicate MMA, my home gym with MMA Junkie. Make sure to tune in next week to recap my fight with Amanda Bobby Cooper.